that this was something else um that came across my attention while I was off, was the whole Catholic Church thing, right? And we've all heard about it by now, but we've heard how the Catholic Church created this version of Islam that we have today, with the whole sending of um the rich Catholic nun, which is an oxymoron, to Muhammad, um, the whole angel in the cave, which even Muhammad, says he thought it was an evil spirit, but it was his wife that told him to go ahead and listen to him and write down what the angel had to say, um, and gave us the today's version of it after he was rejected by the Jews. Um, gave us the second half, the violent half of Islam, because everyone's thought, well, Islam is peaceful, and then but it was when he went to the Jews and the Jews rejected him, and then he came back with the violent stuff, right? So getting back to it, I was thinking about that, right? How the Catholic Church, did the whole thing, and they said, hey, um, we did this so we could control the Holy Land. You know, um, my thought process um, sparked something as I was thinking about that. The Pope says, Pope Francis, that is, he says, release the information, right? And we started thinking about it. What information was released? And next thing all this indigenous stuff starts coming out, right? Real, I mean, it was always here, but it's getting pushed at a high clip, right? And you really start thinking about it. Well, who keeps pushing this indigenous stuff outside of the everyday Joe Schmo like myself and others? You start to sit back and you start looking around. You start thinking about it. You really get a lot of Moorish people constantly coming out with the stuff that no one else knew, no one else knew how to find. It was just constantly bam, 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 bam. There was a Moor that brought up that Niagara Fall um, was a place where our people used to go to these lakes up here, and he used to have ceremonies. He didn't say what people; he just said our people. So I mean, it could be Esau, it could be Ishmael, it could be anybody for all we know. But they used to come up here and have these ceremonies, and they used to clash with the Europeans because Europeans wanted these lakes and waterways so they could build their towns and stuff like that, and ended up having riots, and they ended up killing our people and cutting their heads off and throwing their heads over the falls, and there you have Niagara Falls. And you know, being around these areas, I started asking older guys, why is it named Niagara Falls? And they told me to look up the riots, and it's like, wow, how you guys know about it, but how come no one else knows about it? Why isn't this popular? But it just dawned on me, with the Moors doing their thing, and claiming this is Morocco and stuff like that. Not Morocco, I'm sorry, El Morocco of the Far East or the Far West, whatever it is. I just started thinking to myself, is it the Catholics' way of backdooring themselves into controlling America? Whatever the new contract is, or the old contracts, I'm sorry, that are here, whatever the old covenants that come down and the new one comes up, is this their way of making sure they have a foothold here by tricking the indigenous people? That's all I wanted to know. It's a thought. I have no, way to verify it, but I was just curious. And then they're so quiet. The Vatican and all that's just so quiet with all this stuff going on in the world. It's quiet. Like, why is that? For a while, the Pope was everywhere like a rock star. And all of a sudden, it's just quiet. I'm just thinking about that. But it's just a thought. Anyways,